There you go, Stacy. You're the host now, and we are live now.
All right, thanks. And are you the
Not a
co-host?
problem. Yeah, I'm the co-host. You're the host.
All right, so you'll be making sure people are muted. Yesterday we had a lot
Right, right, right.
of people unmuted.
Right, right. Sorry for yesterday. Actually, what happened yesterday, when I came, gave the thing host thing back to you. After that, you were exercising and doing all those aerobics. I did not want to like intervene in between to let you know that, make me the co-host again. That's why I did not have the access at that point of time to mute people, but I was asking them in the direct message to mute themselves.
Okay,
But today I have it, so no worries for today.
so you're already co-host. Okay,
Yeah, I'm already co-host. No worries in that.
great, thank you.
Not a problem. Stacey, you know one thing? Actually, I do a lot of classes in the day. This is the first class I do, the one with you. So
Okay,
most of I see many people, the maximum number of people coming in this class, not any other classes. Like people are like attracted to doing exercise in morning classes, right?
so I have the maximum number of people coming in. That's cool.
That is great, right?
Yeah.
People are attracted to this aerobics and yoga and everything, right?
Right, I'm glad they like that. I need to get a window open. It's going to be warm today. Let's see if this window will open. Ugh. Here we go.
So today you have a seated class, right?
What's that?
It's a seated exercise, right?
Yes. Good morning. I see people coming in already. Welcome. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Morning, everyone.
Morning.
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 Good morning.
I have a lot of people this morning that don't have their cameras on. Don't be shy. I love to just see you move. That's it.
Good morning.
Couple more faces. So happy to see you. Remember this class, just like, I hate to bring up a brand, but just like Planet Fitness, we are no judgment here. Show up in your pajamas. I don't care. I just want you to be here, and I love to see your smiling faces or your frowning faces if that's what you got in the morning, or your coffee faces or your grouchy faces. But bring me your faces, people. There we go. You know what? Sometimes what I see some people do is aim their camera kind of above their head. And then every now and then I just see an arm go by like this. And even that is good, because at least I know you're moving and not just sitting there like stalking me. So no stalkers. This is for working out. Join us and get moving. Do what you can. We're up to 31 people already at a couple minutes after 8. You guys must have really excellent alarm clocks because you show up on time. I think it's fabulous, just like a job. You're making this morning workout like a job. I love it. Excuse me. Oh, so many people. I love seeing everybody. It's 7 a.m. in Houston. Oh my goodness, that's fabulous. Fabulous. 8 o'clock is actually late for me. I'm typically up around 5, between 5 and 5:30. This morning I happened to wake up at 4. So, you know, my morning is half over.
Stacy, this actually makes going to the job a lot easier.
Yay. That's what, me too. I go to a job after this and I feel so much better too. I'm glad that you're getting that benefit. You feel like you've already had some success no matter what happens at work, right? You're already having a good day. I love it. So happy to hear that. So happy to see you all. Wonderful. Oh, I'm so glad you guys are joining with your cameras on. I love it. Thank you for doing that. All right, I'm going to go ahead and share my slides so that we can get started. And Joe, our TA, is here today to take care of technical issues. And Joe will also push the record button so that you can request a recording of the class. Right, so sharing my slides.
Morning, Stacy.
Good morning.
Good morning, Stacy.
Oh my goodness. What is going on here? Let me go back a bit. know what's happened. There we go. A little bit slow to cooperate this morning. Welcome to Morning Fitness Seated Strength Training. So today's workout, we will be using light weights, your choice of heaviness of those weights. We'll be working in a chair, and I will offer you the optional use of throw pillows as extra support for your back, and I will show you how to do that. I'm your guide. My name is Stacy. I'm from Pennsylvania. I have a master's degree in psychology, which I used in school counseling for many years, and now have a very private part-time mental health counseling practice. I've been teaching fitness since the mid-1980s, and I absolutely love connecting with other adults who are interested in improving their health, fitness, and overall wellness. Get Set Up is a training and educational platform that helps you learn useful skills from people just like yourself so that you can do wonderful things. You can remain independent in your homes and be able to just challenge yourself by joining new activities, keeping up with the grandkids or your friends or other things that you might want to do. We do learn from one another. So ideally, we can see you and your cameras are on. It makes us feel like so much more of a community when we can see each other's faces. So I love that, and I appreciate that you're sort of letting me into your homes this morning. Remember that you can always request a recording after class. Email help@getsetup.io if you want a recording. And if you're joining by the live stream on our website, welcome. We're so glad you're here. Remember that the best way to participate is to join us and register for a class. And that way you have the advantage of receiving the email that will come to you and will contain some key takeaways about the class, as well as provide a link for you to give us some feedback or ask questions. Get Set Up is not paid to promote any specific products or services that I might talk about or demonstrate during my class. Be sure to check with your doctor prior to starting any new exercise program, especially if you have any health conditions or take any medications. And if your doctor has given you any recommendations or restrictions regarding exercise intensity or range of motion, please be sure to follow your doctor's recommendations, not anything that I, again, show or demonstrate. And I'm going to spotlight myself now so that we can get started. And remember, Joe is here. If you have any questions, he's available in the chat, and Joe has pressed recording so that this session is being recorded for you in case you need it later. And I'm going to just adjust my camera slightly so that you can see. There we go. There's my optional throw pillows for you and my set of weights. And hopefully you also have water today. It's really important that you stay hydrated while we're working out. Where we are, the temperature has really gone up. Yesterday we had an increase in 40 degrees. We started the morning at 40, ended the evening at 80 degrees, and this morning it's already hot. It's going to be in the 80s again. So again, I'm reminding you, you need that water. Drink before, during, and after your workout, even if you don't necessarily feel thirsty. So be sure you have that water. So here we are in our chair today, and we're going to be using weights. I have 2 pound, 3 pound, and 5 pound available. But remember, if you've been with me since the beginning, I started with 1 pound. So if you're starting, don't be afraid to start really light. This is your workout. Also, I'll remind you that failure, don't think of not being able to do something as failure, but rather as a goal. So if you can't do all the repetitions today, think of it as a goal for the next time you do weight training. All right, so let's get started. Remember to work at your own pace and take breaks when needed. Use the modifiers if that's where you are this morning. And inhale, reach up nice and tall, stretch and release. As you bring your arms back down to the side, keep your diaphragm lifted. Be aware of the space between the top of your hip bones and the bottom of your rib cage. If you can feel that space around your midsection, you know that you are working your abdominal area, the very center of the core muscle group. And you need that area to be strong for weight training, for balance, and any other movements that you do. It's really the fundamental. Inhale up, reach tall, lift that diaphragm. And as you exhale and bring your arms down, keep the diaphragm lifted, but relax the shoulders. Feel the space in your neck as you elongate from the bottom of your ears to the top of the shoulders. Let's do one more inhale. And exhale. Let's take the head, chin to chest. And just hold that stretch right here. Bring your chin back up so you're looking forward in a neutral position. And let's turn the chin over the right shoulder. Keep your torso facing forward. Head back to center, facing forward, and let's go to the other side. Chin over the left shoulder. Make sure you're breathing. Keep your breathing at a normal, natural rhythm and rate. And back to the center, chin down. Relax your neck and shoulders in this position. And release back up to looking forward. And let's do a head tilt. Ear to the shoulder, top of the head aims off to the between where the wall and ceiling meet. You're facing forward, just tilting to the side. Feel that stretch on the other side between the earlobe and the top of the shoulder. Head back up to the vertical position and let's take it to the other side. And release. We're going to do a bit of shoulder and arm work today. So to get started, let's lubricate the shoulder joint with some small circles. Leaning forward and bracing yourself with your forearm right above your knees. Take your right arm and just let it dangle. We're going to let gravity do its work on this exercise. Your arm is hanging low, and we're just going to pretend like we're drawing little circles. So take your arm and make some really tiny shoulders, like circles, like you're drawing the size of a quarter. And let's do 5 little tiny circles the size of a quarter at your own pace. And make it gradually larger to the size of an orange. And let's do 5 little circles right here, letting gravity do the work, gradually getting larger, 5 circles the size of a basketball. And then finally, larger, the size of a beach ball. 5 circles, nice and big right here, the size of a beach ball. And when you have completed those 5 at your own pace, reverse the direction of the circle, starting with the large circle the size of a beach ball. Now I've reversed direction, and I'm going to do 5 right here to lubricate and warm up my shoulder joint. A lot of people have issues with range of motion in their shoulders, creaking and grinding and groaning and other sorts of noise. And we always want to be careful that we don't power through those type of noises, but back off. Make your movements smaller and slower so that you're not aggravating whatever is creaking and grinding. This exercise brings out the synovial fluid that lubricates the joints and hopefully will get your shoulders ready for a little bit more movement with your weights. And hopefully while I was talking, you brought the size of your circles back down, and you're finishing up right here with a couple the size of a quarter. And we're going to do this with the other arm. So take this arm now, the one you just worked, brace yourself across your knees, just above the knees, leaning on the forearm, and let your left arm dangle down here by your ankle. Weightless, let gravity do the work, and begin drawing little tiny circles the size of a quarter. Remember, you want to do 5 the size of a quarter, and gradually get larger and do 5 the size of an orange, 5 the size of a basketball, and 5 the size of a beach ball at your own pace. Taking 5 up a little bit bigger now. I'm up to the size of a beach ball, moving a little bit more quickly. And finally, 5 the size of a beach ball. And then I'm going to gradually reverse the direction of my circles. Here I am now starting with that large circle. I have just reversed that direction. I'm going to bring it back down to the size of a basketball. If you struggle with your shoulders, this is something that you could do every day. It's very easy, kind of a lubricating the joint exercise. If you struggle with your shoulders, be sure that you use the lightest weights possible during our shoulder exercises, or no weights at all. I do find that heavier weights tend to aggravate shoulders more if that's an area of weakness. And hopefully you've finished up with your tiny little circles now, and we can come back up and sit back up in our chair and get ready for our exercise series. So let's look at our positioning. We want to make sure that we are seated midpoint from the back of the chair to the front. We're sitting up nice and tall in the chair, torso in a vertical position. Hips are firmly planted in the chair. You should feel both of your hips in the chair at all times, even when we're leaning, any kind of exercise that takes us off balance. Make sure you feel your hips down in the chair. Thighs face forward, directly out of your hip sockets, and your knees are also facing forward. Your knees are bent at 90 degrees. Your lower leg is vertical. Your feet are facing directly forward, so your knees are literally right over the toes, okay, and that's protective of the knees. Now, when we do seated weight training, I like to start with the larger muscles of the body, like the muscles in the back and the shoulders, and gradually work to the smaller muscles of the body. So we're going to start with some back exercises. We're going to start with our seated deadlifts. And if you've been doing these all along and your back is feeling stronger, you can go a little bit heavy. I've taken it up to 5 pounds. So I'm going to start with my weights down here by my feet. And like I said, today I'm going to use 5 pounds for my seated deadlifts. We're going to do 3 sets of 8, and each set we vary the way we count. So you'll see how that happens. Those of you who've been with me for a while know what I mean about that. And if you're just joining us for the first time and you can't do 3 sets of 8 today, your options might be 3 sets of just 4, or just do 2 sets of 8. See where you are with this, but work at your own pace, please. So we start our deadlifts in the low position. We are folded over with a flat back, hinging right here from the hips. You take this position wherever you are comfortable and able to rest. If you need a pillow right here, because your hips don't have the flexibility to go all the way forward, you can use a pillow right here, okay? My hips are flexible in the forward position, so I can go all the way over and literally lay on my thighs while my knees are bent. So I'm gonna grab a hold of my weights, my palms face inward, back of the hands face forward, and all I'm gonna do is come straight up. I keep my back straight as I lift, and my arms are straight. Always remember to hold those weights loosely. No need to squeeze, just hold them tight enough so you don't drop them. So here we go. We're going to start now with our first set of 8. We lift on 1 count and lower 1, 2, 3. Lift on 1, lower 1, 2, 3. Lift on 1, lower 1, 2, 3. Lift for 1 and lower 1, 2, 3. 4 more like this. Lift and lower 1, 2, 3. Lift, lower 1, 2, 3. 2 more. Lift nice and strong. Lower 1, 2, 3. Last one. Lift and lower 1, 2, 3. We're going to lift for 2 and lower for 2. I always get asked questions about breathing. Should you exhale on the exertion, inhale on the release? We are working with such light weights in this class that we don't need to really do that. The whole purpose of that is to avoid an injury that happens when you're lifting heavy and you're holding your breath. So find what works for you, what feels comfortable and natural. If you want to exhale on the exertion, you can do that. But because, as I said, these weights are so light, it's not necessary. The most important thing is that you are breathing. All right, up for 2 and down for 2. Let's lift. 1, 2, and release. Lift for 2 and release. Lift for 2 and release. Lift for 2 and release. 4 more with the 2 counts up and 2 counts down. Remember to keep your hips in the chair firmly planted, and you will be feeling this exercise in your hips. This works the gluteus maximus, and it works the lower back. It also works the mid back and lesser the shoulders. Last one, up for 2 and down for 2. Let's lift for 3 and lower on 1. Here we go. Up 1, 2, 3, and lower. Lift 1, 2, 3. Take it down. Lift 1, 2, 3, and lower. Lift 1, 2, 3, and down. 4 more. Up 2, 3, and down. Lift and down. 2 more. And here's the last one. Great. Very good. All right, so I'm going to put my 5s aside and I'm going to go to 3s. We're going to be doing good mornings. Also working the back, but this is the opposite movement. So we start upright in a vertical position, and we're going to simply bow forward, hinging from the hips and return. If you're modifying this exercise, you might want to use your hands and place them on your thighs. If you've never done this before, see how much support you need to push back up into the seated position from that bowing. You could also do this exercise with no weights or very light weights. So I did 5s on the deadlifts, but I'm not going to do 5s for this one. I came down to 3s. You could also place the weights here at your waist, and more challenging is to place the weights here on your shoulders. So let's bow forward. We're going to take it down and lift 1, 2, 3. Go forward. Lift 1, 2, 3. Bow forward and lift 1, 2, 3. Bow forward and lift 1, 2, 3. 2 more. Bow forward and lift 1, 2, 3. Here's the last one. Bow forward and lift 1, 2, 3. Let's bow for 2, down for 2, and up for 2. So forward, hinging from the hips, and return. Hinge forward, 1, 2, and return. Hinge forward. Make sure your diaphragm is lifted and your abs are tight as you're doing this. A couple more. And here's the last one. And now we're going to go forward for 3 and then lift quickly on 1. Forward, 1, 2, 3, and lift. Forward, 1, 2, 3, and lift. Forward, 1, 2, 3, lift up. Forward, 1, 2, 3, 4 more. And up, 3 more. 2 more. And here's the last one. Excellent. And now here's where I'm going to recommend the use of the pillows, because we're going to do some shoulder work, and we want to do it on an angle leaning forward. So basically what that would look like is holding yourself here at this angle while you do exercises with the weights, moving your arms around. But this is a rather painful position to maintain, am I right? So since we're going to use both hands together and we don't have the opportunity to support ourselves with our forearm, I'm going to recommend the use of throw pillows so that you can support your back, leaning your weight right here on the throw pillows, but you can maintain that nice angle of your straight spine, hinged forward from the hips, and we're able to use some weights and do our lateral arm raises to the side, Supermans to the front, pull-ups right here with whatever weight you are comfortable with. I think I'm going to go to 2s. Get some of these out of the way. So we're going to start with the weights down here by your ankles. You are hinged forward from the hips. Even in this position, your diaphragm is lifted and your abs are tight. And you're just going to lift right here to the side and return. Now your arms are not locked with a straight elbow, but they are extended. So I call this a full extension of the arm, okay, like this, but a soft elbow, because you don't want to put that type of stress and strain on your joint as you lift. So we're lifting and then lower, 1, 2, 3. Lift and lower, 1, 2, 3. I'm also going to challenge you in this exercise to make sure your neck is relaxed. Oh, I didn't think of that. It's really easy to let everything sort of tense up around the muscle that you're working, but it's also important that you not, because can cause some injury, unexpected muscle soreness later. And we don't want that to happen. And lift, lower, 1, 2, 3. Just one more. Lift and lower, 1, 2, 3. Up for 2 and down for 2. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. 4 more. And 2 more. Last one. Let's lift for 3 and then lower on 1. And even though we're lowering quickly, keep it in control. So lift 1, 2, 3, and down. Lift 1, 2, 3, and lower. Lift 1, 2, 3, and down. Lift 1, 2, 3, 4 more right here. Lift and down. 3 more. Lift. Are you feeling it? I know I am. 2 more. And down. Last one. And down. We're going to do the same type of action, but lift those weights in the front right here. Now you're going to feel this differently throughout your back and through your shoulders. And once again, work on keeping your neck relaxed. Lift and lower, 1, 2, 3. We're just going to do 4 repetitions of each of these 3 sets. Lift and lower, 1, 2, 3. Lift and lower, 1, 2, 3. Lift and lower, 1, 2, 3. Let's do up for 2 and down for 2. Lift and down. Lift and down. Lift and down. Lift and down. Let's lift for 3 and then lower quickly. 1, 2, 3, and down. Lift, 2, 3, and down. Lift, 2, 3, and down. Last 1, 2, 3, and down. Let's release. Relax for a minute. You can put the pillows to the side. We're going to work on our shoulders in the upright position now. And I'm going to grab a little bit of water right here. I hope you have your water and you're drinking. I'm working with the 2-pound weights. We're continuing some shoulder work in the upright position, sitting nice and tall in the chair. Remember your posture, diaphragm lifted, abs are tight, hips firmly planted in the chair. Your shoulders are pressed back and down and they're relaxed. Let's hold those weights down here right along the side of your hips. And we're going to do the same lateral side raise that we did in the bent over position. But it feels differently when we're in this upright position. So lift and lower, 1, 2, 3. Lift and lower, 1, 2, 3. Lift and lower, 1, 2, 3. Let's do 4 more. Lift and lower, 1, 2, 3. Lift and lower, 1, 2, 3. 2 more. Lift and lower, 1, 2, 3. Last one. And lower, 1, 2, 3. Lift and lower, 2 counts each way. So up for 2 and down for 2. Up for 2 and down for 2. Lift for 2, down for 2. This is number 4 right here, up for 2 and down for 2. Try not to rest when you're down here, but immediately start the next one. And down, keep going, lift. And down, 2 more, lift. And down, last one, lift. And down, let's lift for 3, up for 1, 2, 3, and down, lift for 1, 2, 3, and down. Don't rest, lift, 2, 3, and down. Rest if you have to. 1, 2, 3, and down. Lift, 1, 2, 3, and down. 4 more. And down, 2, 3 more. And down, 2 more. I hope you're feeling this. And here's the last 1, 2, 3, and down. Let's pull up right here, elbows high, pulling those weights into the armpits. Once again, check your posture. Pull up and release. Pull up, lower, 1, 2, 3, lift up and lower, 1, 2, 3, lift 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 and lower, 1, 2, 3, 2 more, lift. Last one, up and lower, 1, 2, 3. Let's do up for 2 and down for 2. So lift, 1, 2, and down. Keep going, lift and down. Lift
How long this will be here?
and down. Lift and down. 4 more and down. 3 more and down. 2 more and down. Last one and down. Let's lift for 3 and then lower on 1. I'm really feeling this morning, are you? Lift, 1, 2, 3, and down, lift. 1, 2, 3, and down, lift. 1, 2, 3, and down, up, and down. 4 more. And 3 more. 2 more. Last one. Wow, that was intense this morning. Let's do some biceps work. So what we're doing now is we're starting with our weights down by our hips, palms facing forward, and bring the weights up to your shoulders and back down to the hips. Keep your elbows tight by your waist and lower. So let's lift and then lower. 1, 2, 3. Sit nice and tall, lift and lower. 1, 2, 3. Lift, now lower. 1, 2, 3. Lift and lower. 1, 2, 3. 2 more. Lift and lower. Last one. Lift and lower. Let's do up for 2 and down for 2. Up right here and down. And lift for 2 and lower. Up right here, sitting nice and tall. Check your posture. Relax your neck. And down. Make sure those elbows are tight. That helps you isolate the biceps. Keep your torso firmly stationary so you're not rocking to assist this movement. Last 2. Here's the last one. Now we're gonna lift for 3 counts and lower on 1, but maintain control. Lift, 1, 2, 3, and lower, lift, 1, 2, 3, return, lift, 1, 2, 3, and down, lift, 1, 2, 3, don't rest, lift right here, and down, keep going, just 2 more, last one right here, and release, great. We're going to take the weights right here at your shoulder height, and we're going to lift overhead, alternating right and left. Right and left. Just extend that arm up overhead and return right here and down. Right here and down. Lift. We're not going to do our series of counting with this one. I just want you to get the feel for this. Be sure that you keep the weights in front of your head. Okay, so they should always be in your peripheral vision. We're not lifting the weights back here by your ears, but slightly in front so that you are able to maintain control. I have my palms facing inward on this exercise. Up and down, lift and lower. Let's do 2 more, right and left. Right here, left side. Here's the right side and the left. Now together, both weights, we're going to do a biceps curl and then a press overhead, return and down. So remember your positioning, elbows nice and tight, palms facing forward. Bring your weights up to your shoulders, then press overhead, slightly turning the arms so that the palms are facing one another. Return to the shoulders and back down by your hips. Remember not to squeeze those weights. So shoulders up overhead, return to the shoulders, down by your hips. Curl to the shoulders, press overhead, return with good control, and down by the hips. Let's do 4 more. Up to the shoulders, press overhead, return, and down to the hips. 3 more. Press, return, and down. 2 more. And here's the last one. Great. Let's do just a couple more things with our arms. If you want to take a lighter weight or no weight, this would be the time. Starting here with goalpost arms, we're going to just do a rotation like this, keeping the elbows high and the shoulders relaxed. Rotate and return. Rotate and return. So my palms are facing forward when the weights are up, right here by my head. Rotate down, keep the elbows high, and return. We're just going to do 3 more. It's just 1 set of 8. 2 more. And last one. Let's extend arms out to the side, and I want you to just do some little pulses forward. Little pulses. Keep those elbows slightly bent. It's an elongated arm, but not locked. Very gentle pulses right here. Let's do some pulses upward. Right here, watch your posture. Diaphragm lifted, tummy's tight. Let's press to the back. Palms now are facing the back wall or facing behind you. And then let's press down. Really tiny, very small movements. and release. Great. Let's do a little bit of work with the legs. The first one that we're going to do is a leg extension. That's simply straightening the leg and return to the floor. Keep your toes facing forward, and as you lift the leg, your toes are going to face toward the ceiling and down. Now, if you're just starting out and you don't have a lot of range of motion in your knee, an extension right here, maybe you can just lift the foot from the floor. That's okay. And I have the weights resting on my leg. It doesn't really make a lot of extra tension in the muscle, but a very small amount. So I'm extending and return. And just reach that leg out as far as you can and return back to the starting position. Let's just do 2 more and then we'll switch legs. And let's try that with the other leg. Again, wherever your range of motion takes you. But keep the toes facing forward. And as you can extend your leg further, the toes face the ceiling. Rest those weights just above your knee. Gives you just a little bit of extra tension in the muscle. Not a lot, just a little. Let's do 4 more right here. And 3 more. 2 more. Last one. And to work our hip flexors, let's just do a little bit of marching. Again, we have the weights resting right here, just above the knees. And we're going to just lift one leg and then the other. If you can just clear the foot from the floor, keeping the torso upright, nice and tight, as little bit of movement in your upper body as possible. Now, to modify this exercise, you can get rid of the weights. You can also hold on to the seat of the chair, and that will help you a little bit to work those hip flexors and keep your torso stationary. But if you're challenging yourself this morning and you want to place those weights just above the knees, working those hip flexors, you're going to feel it. 4 more, right and left. 3 more. 2 more. And last one, right here. Now let's extend the right foot out. Allow the heel to just graze the floor. And we're going to open that leg to the side and return to the front. Open side and return. Just with the right leg. And your leg doesn't have to be lifted or fully extended. Just lift the foot off the floor just so you can move it. So I just have my heel maybe an inch off the floor, and I can feel this with my outer and inner thighs as I move my leg open and return. 2 more, open and return. Last one, open and return. Place that foot back on the floor in the starting position, and let's do the left leg, extending the foot forward so that the heel is just slightly off the floor. Let's open side and return. Open side, we're just doing 8 of these, 8 on each side. You're going to feel that a little bit. Inner and outer thighs are working here. And you're sitting nice and tall. Remember to breathe. Normal, natural rate and rhythm. Open and return. 4 more. And 3 more. 2 more. And last one. Great. I'm going to give you a real challenge today. I don't usually do this in this class, but with your weights, whatever weights you have right now, or maybe you have no weights, and that's okay. But let's do a set of stand up and sit down. So scoot forward just a little bit in your chair. Hold on to those weights. You might hold them by your side. And I want you to just stand up and sit back down in the chair. Now we're going to do 8 of these continuously. And when you sit down, I'm going to challenge you not to rest, but just tap the chair and stand back up again at whatever rate of speed is comfortable for you. So let's try it. Stand up and tap, back up and tap, lift and tap, stand, sit back down, lift and tap. 4 more, 3 more, 2 more. Last one, and now you can sit and relax. Yay, great job. Let's let go of the weights and do just a little bit of stretching to finish up this morning. First of all, give yourselves a big hug, elbows forward, cross one arm on top of the other. This stretch is for your upper back and your shoulders. We worked them hard this morning. Hold on to wherever you can reach here, upper arm, shoulders, wherever you can reach and hold. Release, open nice and big. Let the arms go back past the center of the body and cross over the opposite arm on top. Elbows forward. Hold on here wherever you can grip and just hold that stretch. Feel it through your upper back, through your across the shoulder blades. Feel that stretch right here. Feel it. And release. All right, let's take one arm up overhead and behind your head. Can you place the palm of your head on the back, or the palm of your hand on the back of your neck? Are you able to do that and feel that stretch up the back of your arm? That's all I'm asking you to do. And keep your head up in this position. This takes some strength as well as stretching. Now, to advance this stretch, you would reach up with your opposite hand just above the elbow and press the elbow in toward your head or toward the center line of your body, but your arm is behind your head. And then the challenge is to keep your head upright and not let this thing happen, but to keep the head upright and the neck relaxed. That's a lot, isn't it? And release. Let's do that with the other arm. So the arm goes up and the hand goes behind your head, placing the palm of your hand right here on the back of your neck. And in this position, remember, keep your head upright. So you're going to feel this strengthening in the shoulder area and then stretching along the back of the arm. And then to challenge yourself, try the advanced move, reaching overhead and grabbing onto this elbow and pulling the elbow in gently toward the midline of the body and allowing this hand to continue holding on to the back of your neck or moving down further behind right here, and keep your head upright. Continue looking forward and release. Let's take the arms out in front, palms together, palms forward, interlocking the fingers. Press your palms forward toward me. Release and keep those fingers facing one another. Thumbs are facing down, and I want you to tilt your hand, pinkies down, and then thumbs down. So we're doing a little bit of rotation here. Pinkies down, thumbs down. Pinkies down, thumbs down. Pinkies down, thumbs down. Pinkies and thumbs. Now let's interlace the fingers and press the back of the hands forward. Thumbs are up. And release. Inhale. And exhale. Stay with me for a little bit of breath work and some positive affirmations to take with you into your day. Reaching for my cards, which I think I've mentioned before, are Dr. Wayne Dwyer and Louise Hay's wisdom cards. And I just grab a couple of them. They speak to your soul and your spirit, and I usually take the words and make them apply to your body, since that's really what we're working on here. And they just sort of give me a starting point. I don't read them exactly as they are, but they give me ideas. I love my body totally in the now. Focus on your breath. Bring your awareness to your breathing and think about that. I love my body totally in the now, with its strengths and weaknesses, trouble spots, areas that I'm working on. I love my body totally in the now. Think about that this morning with every breath that you take. As you bring your awareness to your breathing and notice the natural rhythm and rate, close your eyes if you're comfortable with that, and you can listen to the sound of my voice. Or if you're not comfortable closing your eyes, find a spot in front of you that you can fix your gaze upon. And bring your awareness to your breathing. Notice how your breathing fills your lungs. Fills from the top to the bottom to the top, taking air in. And as you exhale, the air releases from the top to the bottom, all the way, cleaning out your lungs so that they're fully empty. And as you bring in this next breath, I want you to think of it as a gorgeous, gorgeous orange color, like the color of fresh oranges picked right off the tree in Florida. Think about that joyful, happy color filling up your lungs. And release any gray, dark, negative emotions, those worries and fears, anything that is stressful right now in your life. Breathe that out. Let it go. And continue to bring in joy and positivity in the color and flavor of orange today. I trust the intelligence within me. I trust the promptings of my body that tells me when to drink water, when to take a break, when I need a nap, when I should wake up. I trust those promptings, the intelligence within me. And finally, I work on my problems and then I release them. So in our fitness classes in the morning, you have this amazing opportunity to work on areas of your body that are not as strong as you would like them to be. And then you can let that go. Maybe you're really focused on it, you're thinking about it, you work hard on it, and then you release that for the rest of the day until the next time when you're able to work on it again. And it's the same with problems throughout the day. If one of the things I often recommend my counseling clients is when they have a lot of problems that are overwhelming, a lot of emotional issues, write it down on a list. And then it sort of allows you to turn it into something concrete and put it aside, especially at night when you're trying to sleep. I find that when there's leftover issues that I haven't dealt with through the day and I know I need tomorrow, I don't want them to interrupt my sleep or my ability to fall asleep. I write that list and I set it aside. I will deal with that tomorrow. And that allows me to have some freedom in my mind. And it's the same thing with any kind of problems or the issues that we work on in our body. So I hope that gives you something to take with you today. I'm going to come on up to the screen and share my thank you slides. Once again, thank you for joining me today. I truly believe when you can start your day with some movement and a fitness activity, it's the best way to activate your body and your mind. Remember that strengthening your muscles helps prevent falls and increases the confidence in your ability to perform everyday activities and take on new challenges. And I hope that you'll take the joy of your accomplishment this morning, take it with you, and enjoy this feeling of success all day long. Once again, thank you so much for being with me this morning. The best way you can thank myself and any of the guides here on Get Set Up is by sharing your experiences with friends, family, neighbors, community, and if you're active on social media, share it there. Share your pictures and your stories. Use the hashtag #GetSetUp. Use the @GetSetUp. And if you're not on social media, please email your pictures and your stories to Liz at getsetup.io, and she'll pass that information on to whoever best needs to see it. Look for some other related classes to get your body moving, like the Ageless Grace class, exercises for the body and mind, the Get Moving by Line Dancing class, and the various yoga classes that have been added to the schedule. My next class is tomorrow is combo training. That's a little bit of everything, but mainly it's a combination of cardio and strength training. And we do it in a circuit training format. It's a lot of fun. So we do it in a timed manner rather than counting. And then on Friday, we focus on balance and flexibility in a standing class with the optional use of a chair. Be on the lookout for the email that will come with class notes, key takeaways from today's class. It'll highlight some other classes that might be of interest to you, and we'll provide a link where you can give us some feedback. Remember to spread the word about learning with Get Set Up. Host an interest group about a topic that you're passionate about. Suggest a different class you'd like to see on Get Set Up, and know that we partner with assisted care, senior living, government, and other community organizations. And remember, you can always request a session recording and share your ideas for new classes by emailing help@getsetup.io. Thank you once again for joining me. And I hope to see you all again here tomorrow and Friday.
Bye, Stacy.
Bye.
Have a great day.
Asks, what exercises will help weak knees? So that's really tough. You want to exercise your knees. Unfortunately, the only way to exercise your knees is by doing knee bends. But my recommendation is that you start with barely a bend at all. So not a deep bend, but just a little bit of a bend, and gradually work up to a deeper knee bend, always keeping the knees directly over the, aimed directly over the feet. And I will address that in an upcoming class. And also on, I believe it's Friday, May the 7th, I'm going to be doing question and answers, and also a class that's going to talk about some optional home fitness equipment that you might want to use, like the weights, like the fitness balls. We'll talk about weighted fitness balls, kettlebells, bands, just all sorts of things. So look for that as well. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Stacy.